back to Meryl's kitchen, which is my kitchen. Today I'm doing another Father's Day kit. This is called the Ultimate Bordeaux Kit. I'm going to be making filet mignon, some smashed potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. I will be using 5 of the Gainey products, and it pairs with 3 of the Ultimate Bordeaux of Gainey. We have a 2016 Patrick's Vineyard selection. This wine is named after Mr. Gainey's son Patrick. It is a Bordeaux blend. It's one of our top selling wines. We also have our 2017 Cabernet Sauvignon, limited selection of course. And we have our limited selection 2018 Cabernet Franc. To make the fillets, I am going to be using the coffee and port wine rub. For the potatoes, it's going to sound very bizarre, but I'm using an everything bagel seasoning. I'm so excited to show you how to use this, and a double roasted garlic oil. And for the Brussels sprouts, I'll be using a garlic rosemary oil followed by a rosemary garlic seasoning. This whole package, this is the ultimate. It retails for $225, but you're going to get beyond 30% off. It's $150 with complimentary shipping. If you have the ultimate dad, you want to buy this ultimate package. So now let's get cooking. So I'm going to start off with the fillets. These fillets are absolutely spectacular. Look at how gorgeous they are. Look how thick they are. I got these from my favorite butcher, Al, from the El Rancho Marketplace in Solvang. He is the guy to go to. He cut all of these for me to make sure that they were all the same thickness. That's really important in cooking, because if something's really thin and another piece is really fat, one's gonna cook faster than the other. You want even cooking. So it's very important when you go to your butcher or you're picking out meat, you get all the same thickness meat no matter what type of meat you're buying. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on all of the meats. I just washed my hands and I am just going to rub it in. Now, I'm gonna rub it all around. I'm gonna flip them over. I want the olive oil on all sides. I'm gonna put a little bit more with my other hand. Take it here and put more. I'm gonna rub it everywhere. Gonna wipe my hands so I don't have oil all over them, but I'm just turning it around just to make sure all the sides have some oil. I'm gonna do the same thing when I salt them and then when I cover them with the rub. You always want consistency. So, salt again actually kind of creates a crust, and it keeps all the flavor and juices in the meat. So it tenderizes it. So I'm gonna put salt, I'm gonna flip, put more salt, do that again with all of these pieces. Now it looks like a lot of salt, it really isn't. It will be absorbed and will just kind of help tenderize everything. Not that this meat needs any tenderizing. It is, like I said, the ultimate for the ultimate dad package. Now I am going to take this coffee port rub. I'm using a little spoon just to kind of sprinkle some on, and then I will use my hand to put it on all the sides. So I'm putting a bunch here so I can just get it everywhere. Doing the other side. Then I'm gonna let these sit. I want to make sure the meat is at room temperature when I go to cook it. You never want to cook meat out of the refrigerator. It's going to taste so much better, cook more evenly if you have it at room temperature, because my plan is to sear it on the stove and then finish cooking it in the oven. So let me finish rubbing these. I'm going to set them aside and let them sit for about 15-20 minutes. Okay, so now I'm letting the meat rest. I'm going to start with the potatoes. I parboiled these little Yukon potatoes. Parboil means they're not cooked to 100%. I cooked them for about 20 minutes on like a medium heat, not high, you know, boiled them. And now they've cooled. They're a little large, some of these, so I am going to cut them in half. And I want them all to be basically the same size. So some of these I won't cut. Some I will, some I won't. It just depends. I want them roughly to be about the same size for when I smash them. Now, smashing them is actually kind of fun. They are called smashed potatoes because you are literally smashing them. Most of these I can just leave uncut, but like I said, some of these I am going to cut in half, just the larger ones. They are cooked through, but they're still a little hard, so you wouldn't want to eat them like this because we're going to be baking them again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to space them out a little bit, and I am going to just take a jar. Now I'm going to take Pam. I'm going to spray the bottom of my jar, and I'm going to smash the potato. Now, it's going to come apart a little bit. It's going to move. It's not going to be beautiful. That's okay. We just want to kind of push it out and just smash it. They flatten. It's almost like a potato pancake. That's what you're ending up doing. So here I go, just smashing all of these. Now you can get your aggression out on this. Think about someone that really irritates you. And just smash that potato. Once these are all smashed, I am going to drizzle the double roasted garlic oil on them. Then I'm going to add salt, and then I'm going to do the everything bagel. Now you don't want to have too many potatoes. You know, you want, they can touch one another, but you don't want them overlapping. You only want one layer. So it did look a little sparse when I first started here. You know, like, what is she doing? She doesn't have that many potatoes. But no, I am filling this cookie sheet. And I did use non-stick foil. Now, if things get in the way, luckily, we can just slide them over and just keep smashing. Here we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I only had to spray the bottom once just to keep the sticking from happening. And flatten them out as best you can. I just keep going. Okay, done with that. Now, let me find my oil. It's right here. And I've been mixing it up to get the garlic also. I don't want it too chunky, but I want it nice and flavorful. And I'm going to drizzle this on the potatoes. And I'm going to flip them too. But I'm just going to wait 1 second. I'm going to drizzle this all on here. Doesn't matter if you have a little too much, because you're going to be using a spatula later to take the potatoes out. So if there's extra oil, you won't be eating all that. You can, what I probably will do is get my brush and spread it a little bit. Let me go get my brush here. Okay. I'm gonna spread it all on so it's evenly on all the potatoes. Now, you can use red potatoes, fingerling potatoes, whatever potato you want. Just parboil it, 20 minutes, take it out, run it under cold water, because these are gonna reheat. That's the fabulous part about this. And I'm just gonna flip them over, and if they fall apart, who cares? You know, it doesn't matter. They're not meant to look pretty. They're meant to be delicious. So I'm flipping them. They already have oil on the other side, which is wonderful. I don't even have to do anything. This is really easy, but they almost end up being like, not like tasting like a upscale French fry in a way. They get real crispy. And that's what you want. It's almost like just eating all the skin, but you actually have the meat of the potato too. So I'm flipping and drizzling here. I mean, just smearing all this around. Okay, that looks good to me. Now, I'm gonna salt them. Now, it always looks like a lot of salt, and it really isn't. I just take it up and put salt. Here we go. Now, I always use kosher salt or wicked good salt from Gainey. Again, if you use the Wicked Good salt, that's pretty powerful, so you probably want to use a little bit less. Salt it. But now, this is the ultimate for this ultimate kit. I am putting this bagel, everything bagel on here. This consists of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, has onion, garlic, and pepper. I mean, what could be better with a potato? Gosh, forget the bagel, forget the bread. Let's do the potato. Okay, I'm gonna flip them over. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna bake them first like this, about 15 minutes, 450. I'm gonna take them out, flip them, make sure there's oil, put more of everything bagel, and do another 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm gonna pop them in now, and I'll see you in a few. So now I'm on to the Brussels sprouts. So what I did with the Brussels sprouts, I just had them whole. I cut them in half, and here they are in my pan, all cut in half lengthwise. My mom used to call Brussels sprouts God's little miracle. And the reason is they look like tiny little cabbages, if you really take a look at it. So it's almost like a cabbage for a Barbie doll. It's just a tiny little thing. Each leaf comes off. And so these are God's little miracles. So just think of it that way. I am going to spread them out in one layer. Once again, I put this upside down because I want to get all that goodness out first. This is so loaded, this garlic and rosemary oil. I mean, if you could see how much seasoning and rosemary there is, I am going to drizzle that all over here. Now remember, it is oil, so I don't want too much. Going to do that, but just to add to the seasoning, I'm using the rosemary and garlic seasoning, which I can be more liberal with and just pour it all over. This is gonna be delicious because I will be making a rosemary butter for these steaks, so it'll have a slight rosemary flavoring throughout the entire meal. I'm going to put this on high, going to pan sear them. If I can get my stove on. Oh, there it is. It is on. It's making noises. I don't know why. I'm sorry. But let me get my spoon. This will only take probably 15 minutes. I have my potatoes in the oven. Once the potatoes come out, I'll flip them and I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and then we'll cook the meat. So it's been 15 minutes. I just took the potatoes out of the oven. Roasting them at 450. They are looking spectacular. Look, they're getting nice and crispy. I'm gonna flip them all over. It's almost like a hash brown patty in a way. So I'm gonna flip everything, put more salt and more bagel seasoning on them. And I don't think I need any more oil, but if I do, no, I don't think so. I'm looking at them and they look nice and moist here, so I think everything is good. Just flipping. I'm gonna put them in for another 15 minutes at 450, and then they should be nice and crispy and ready to eat. They are looking absolutely delicious. I just can't wait. I love potatoes in any fashion. I think that's my favorite food of all, is the potato, because you can make it so many different ways. So here we go. I've flipped everything over, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it with my bagel. Probably put a little bit more salt. I'm gonna do another 15 minutes at 450. I'm still cooking my Brussels sprouts that are roasting over here. They're looking gorgeous. They are getting golden brown. And then once these are complete, we'll do the steak, which literally will only take 15-20 minutes, and we will plate up. So the potatoes are in the oven, Brussels sprouts are in the skillet. Those are almost done. Now it's time to go back to the beef. They rested, they're room temperature, they have the rub on them. I put half butter, half olive oil in my skillet. It's on high because I want to sear these. You can hear that sizzle. That's what we want, a nice sizzle. All I'm gonna do is sear them on both sides, get that nice brownness, lock in all the juices. Then I'm gonna stick them in the oven. These are so thick. Again, El Rancho did an amazing job. Al gave me these nice thick steaks. I'm going to at least have to cook them for 15 minutes in the oven for medium rare to rare. You don't want to overcook such a good piece of meat. All these steaks are nicely seared on all sides. I keep flipping them, and I did even the sides too. What I'm going to do now is I melted butter with just a few sprigs of rosemary. Remember, we have rosemary in everything. But I'm just going to pour the butter over the steaks. It will have a slight rosemary flavor just because, as you can see, these sprigs are in the butter. I did this in the microwave, so simple. I'm going to flip them, pour a little bit more, and then I'm going to roast this in the oven for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Then we'll be back and we'll plate up. So I just took the fillets out of the oven. I put one on my cutting board just to do a test cut. And oh my goodness, it is perfect. Look, I'm cutting through and it's slightly pink. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. This is mouth-watering. Look at that. Wonderful. So I'm going to make a plate here. Taking one of the steaks, putting on the plate here. The potatoes, they came out gorgeous. Crispy as can be. The flavor could not be better. I will admit, I snuck a bite. Really, really good. Okay. This is the ultimate dinner. It truly is the ultimate dad dinner. And then these roasted, pan-seared Brussels sprouts, plating that up. So, if you have a dad that you feel is the ultimate dad, this with a glass of the Gainey wine right here would be the ultimate Father's Day present with complimentary shipping. Again, it retails for $225. You get it for $150, no shipping. That's awesome. Congratulate your dad and have a wonderful Father's Day with your favorite ultimate dad.